Hello friends, welcome to our next lecture of electronic instruments and measurement. Before this lecture, we have discussed about the instruments, about the measurement, basics of the measurements, error associated with the measurements, and we have also discussed about the basic meter movement. We have also discussed about PMMC instrument, that is called permanent magnetic moving instruments. So in this lecture we are going to discuss about moving iron type instruments. So the moving iron type instruments is divided into two parts. One is attraction and other is the repulsion. So the repulsion type instruments are most commonly used, and the first type of instrument is iron vein emitter and voltmeter. Depend their operation on the repulsion that exists between two like magnetic poles. Actually, in this type of instruments, the two magnetic poles is created. So one is N in the front of N, another magnetic pole is N. Similarly, S in the front of S, another magnetic pole is S. So N in front of N. So there are the repulsion will occurs between two similar type of fields. So the movement consists of a stationary coil of many turn which carries a current to be measured. Two iron vanes are placed inside the coil. One vane is rigidly attached to the coil frame while the other is connected to the instrument shaft which rotate freely. See this particular diagram. Magnetic poles induced by flux field, and this is the field coil. So see here, there is one magnetic, one is connected to this control spring and this pointer. It means this N and S, this pole is free to move in the air gap present between the field, air gap present. Similarly, we see one another N and S, this magnetic force. So what we have see here, see this particular explanation. One is stationary coil. So this particular N and S is connected to a stationary coil, that form a stationary coil, and that this particular structure form a rotating coil. So see again the explanation. The movement consists of a stationary coil of many turn which carries the current to be measured. Two iron vanes are placed inside the coil. One vane is rigidly attached to the coil frame while the other is connected to the instrument shaft which rotate freely. It means it is an instrument shaft at that particular form, the instrument, the coil. So uh, it means one iron vein, that is basically these iron vein is from north and south pole. The iron vein connected to this shaft is freely rotated, and similarly the iron vein connected to this magnetic coil is stationary. So the current through the coil magnetize both the vanes with the same polarity. See, we have already seen the polarity is N and S in the both the cases, regardless of the instantaneous direction of the current, because once the direction is changed, polarity will change. So ultimately the polarity will same. The two magnetized vanes experience a repelling force, and since only one vane can move, its displacement is an indicator of the magnitude of the coil current. The repelling force is proportional to the current squared, but the effect of frequency and hysteresis tend to produce a pointer deflection that is not linear and that does not have perfect square law relationship. So that is the problem associated with this type of instruments. So this figure show a radial vane repulsion instrument which is most sensitive of the moving iron type instrument and has most linear scale. It means we try to linearize the scale because the scale is not linear due to the hysteresis curve. One of these like pole is created by the instrument's coil and appear as an iron vein fixed in its position within the coil as shown in the figure. So I already explained this. The other like pole is induced on the movable iron piece or vane, which is suspended in the induction field of the coil and to which the needle of the instrument is attached. Since the instrument is used on AC, the instruments is used on AC, the magnetic polarity of the coil change with every half cycle and induced a corresponding amount of repulsion of movable vane against the spring tension. See here, similar to our previous PMMC instruments, it's also a spring that here we call a control spring. So the movement of this particular vane is in such a that it's create the tension in the control spring that I try to explain. Since the instrument is used on AC, the magnetic polarity of the coil change with every half cycle and induce a corresponding amount of repulsion of a movable vane against the spring tension. The deflection of the instrument pointer is therefore always the same direction, since there is always repulsion between the like poles of the fixed and the movable vane, even though the current in the inducing coil alternate. Actually, when the polarity of the current is changed, then the polarity of the poles will also change. N become S, S become N. So in the always case, there is a repulsion between the moving vane and fixed vane. That is the basically beauty of this particular whole arrangement. And we know about what is the function of this spring. I already explained there are three type of the forces: controlling force, deflection force, and damping force. So this basically control spring is used for controlling forces. The deflection of the pointer thus produces effectively proportional to the actual current through the instruments. It can therefore be calibrated directly in amperes and the volt. The calibration of the given instrument will, however, only be accurate for AC frequency for which it is designed, because the impedance will be different at the new frequency. Actually, when the frequency will the change, then the system impedance will change. Due to the change in the simple system impedance, the whole the current flowing in this particular circuit will change. Due to change in current, our this particular instruments gave a wrong reading or introduce the error in the reading. So here the frequency is also play a very important role. So here basically we consist of two stationary coil and moving coil. To moving coil nothing but a vane. Since so in the movie, and both are coil is designed in such a way that once the current is flowing in a coil, a magnetic field is created in the both the coil, moving coil and stationary coil, and it's arranged in such a way that the poles induced due to the magnetic fields having the same polarity. Due to this same polarity of the poles, they deflect with each other, so that is called a deflection type of instruments. That why we also call a repulsion type. So that is all about the moving iron type instruments. Then the repulsion type moving iron instruments, a variation of the radial vane, is the concentric vane repulsion type moving iron instrument. Just we change the vane. Where we use the radial vane, here we use concentric vane repulsion type moving iron instrument. So the instruments have two concentric vanes. One vane is rigidly attached to the coil frame. See the diagram, it is very clear. So one vane is rigidly attached to the coil frame, while the other can rotate coaxially inside the stationary vane. See here, N and S and N and S. See, the one is attached. So this one is stationary and this one is attached with this rotary vane. So that is right, that one vane is rigidly attached to the coil frame because it is a coil frame. and the other can rotate coaxially inside the stationary. Actually, this particular arrangement is called coaxial arrangement. That's why he write the coaxial inside the stationary vane. Both the vane are magnetized by current in the coil to the same polarity. Again, the same principle, because it is a repulsion type of instrument. So the polarity of the same the current in the coil always have the same polarity, so the N is in front of N, S is in front of S. The vane is slip laterally under the repulsion. Here, see here, the movement is like slipping of the vane as it start the rotary coil which start rotating. This actually the vane is just slipping on this on the due to this particular rotation. So because the moving vane is attached to a pivoted shaft, this repulsion type moving iron instrument result in a rotational force that is the function of the current in the coil. In other mechanism, the final pointer position is a measure of the coil current. Since this movement, like all iron vane instruments, does not distinguish polarity, the concentric vane may be used on DC and AC, but is most commonly used for latter. यानी कि mostly this type of instrument is used for AC. Here we also one thing also the clear that we are using the control vane, we are using the damping. All the three forces is available: control force, displacement force, and damping. What they explain is how to create the displacement force, because the control force is created by the spring and its principle is same, so they are not discussed here, because we already know about what are the control forces. Similarly, the damping will also occur because the eddy current is present. Due to the coil, eddy current is present in the system. It means the damping force is also present in the system. It means there is a oscillation is possible, the pointer oscillation is the possible, so we need to control this damping is also. So that very clear to your mind, because here we just try to explain the construction of the instruments, and our primarily focus into explain how to create displacement force, but it does not mean the control force and damping force is not the present. In all the displacement type of the instruments, the three forces are present. One is the displacement force, another is the controlling force, and third is the damping force. So the accuracy of the instruments is limited by the several factors. First, the magnetization curve of iron vane, because it is a non-linear is the nature. So if it is linear, then everything is okay. But if it is non-linear, then we require a non-uniform calibration. And low current value, the peak to peak of AC produce a greater displacement per unit current than the average value. That is also problem. Peak to peak of AC produce a greater displacement per unit current than the average value, result in an AC reading that may be appreciably higher than the equivalent DC reading at the lower end of the scale. Similarly, at higher end of the scale, the knee of the magnetization curve approaches, and the peak value of the AC produces less deflection per unit current than the average value, so that the AC reading is lower than the equivalent DC value. So hysteresis is iron and eddy current in the veins and other metal part of the instrument further affect the accuracy of the reading. The flux density is very small even at the full scale value of the current, so that the instruments have low current sensitivity. That's all about these lectures.